Live from Hazard, Kentucky, this is Jammin John's Wrestling News. Here's your news for Thursday, March 7th, 2019. We start off with some breaking news out of the WWE. Jim Ross revealed during his latest podcast that his current WWE contract expires on March the 29th, and he won't be renewing his deal. JR explained his decision to leave WWE by saying, "I'm 67. I still feel I can get the job done doing wrestling play-by-play, and I want to explore that opportunity and possibility. I'll be moving on in a positive way. Nothing but good things to say about everyone involved. You know, I have my critics in WWE, as we all do, as people do when you're there for very long. It's a very unique community, and I have no regrets. The smartest thing I ever did was come to work for Vince McMahon in 1993. I don't think I'll be out of work long." Thanks to PostWrestling.com for the quote. And also some more breaking news in the pro wrestling world. During a New Japan Pro Wrestling press conference today, Jushin Thunder Liger announced his plans to retire from wrestling. Liger, who is 54, said that his final match will take place at Wrestle Kingdom 14 on January 4th, 2020. Besides having a lengthy career in Japan, Liger also made several appearances in WCW over the years and even competed for WWE at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn in 2015. Jushin Thunder Liger, man oh man, what an amazing wrestler in the world of pro wrestling. The first time I ever heard of Jushin Thunder Liger was when I was about 14 or 15 years old, back in 2008/2009 when I was a freshman in high school. I became friends with this guy named Mike Stacy, who was a big wrestling fan back then, and he still is a big wrestling fan today. Back then we were really into TNA, and for those of you who don't know what TNA is, that is now Impact Wrestling. But we loved TNA because we felt TNA had the better storylines and the better characters than WWE at that time. You know, during that time the WWE had like storylines like Kane having a bag and, you know, going in front of Mike Adamle, who is the general manager, which in my opinion is one of the worst wrestling storylines I've ever seen. And also you had the Raw guest host. That's when all that was going on, when you had the celebrities guest hosting Raw, and we just didn't care that much for it. We felt like TNA was a lot better storyline and engaging wise at that time. And so I remember Mike going and telling me my freshman year of high school that Jushin Thunder Liger worked an event for TNA, I think back in 2006 or 2007, something like that. And so he showed me the YouTube video of the match, and I seen Liger's mask, and instantly I recognized it because you can get his mask for your created wrestler in the old WWE SmackDown games. And I was like, oh, that's the guy who's got the mask from the SmackDown games, you know? And so I thought, man, you know, that's pretty cool. That mask is like a real deal thing. And so he also had an awesome theme song because he had the Gundam anime theme. And I was just so amazed at his in-ring capability, you know, doing the moonsaults, the springboard dives. He was just so agile. I wouldn't see him wrestle again until 2016 because that's when I really started watching New Japan Pro Wrestling a whole lot more. And to see him in his 50s, still doing the stuff that he was doing in 2008 and 2009 and way back in the 80s, you know, when he first started out, it was so amazing. It's like time skipped over him or something. You know, and he's had an incredible career. He basically made the junior heavyweight division in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I tell you what, folks, I don't think there's going to be any wrestler in NJPW or in the pro wrestling world that's going to be able to fill his shoes, not only in the junior heavyweight division, but in pro wrestling as a whole. I mean, this guy is one of the most decorated professional wrestlers of all time, and he definitely deserves his retirement. He really does. And so, Jushin, thank you so much for all the memories, man, and I can't wait to see your final match next year at Wrestle Kingdom 14. I just wonder who his final opponent is going to be. According to F4WOnline.com, the result of WrestleMania 35 depends on Ronda Rousey's final date with the company. At this time, Rousey's last advertised date with the company is the night after WrestleMania. Of course, that's the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. If Rousey is staying past WrestleMania, it's possible that the finish will lead to a rematch. If not, WrestleMania will likely be a blow-off of Rousey's storyline with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Regarding the angle with Rousey and Lynch on Raw, F4WOnline.com noted the following by saying, Rousey was told this past week for Rousey to do everything she would in a real fight at real fight intensity, but no punches or kicks to the face. Apparently this has something to do, from what I heard, of her actually hitting Becky Lynch in the face this past Monday on Raw. Apparently those punches were real, and she got a little bit of heat backstage for that, so yeah, I think that's the reason why that was added. PWInsider.com is reporting that Jeff Jarrett is now officially a member of the WWE creative team. Jarrett had initially been hired as a producer and reportedly now has a full-time executive level role in the company. Also, Mike Johnson of PWInsider.com noted the following regarding talk that Bruce Prichard's new job with WWE isn't as significant as originally reported. Mike Johnson said, Bruce is now a full-time WWE employee. He's not a consultant. He has a senior vice president title and is probably making more than he ever has in his professional career. I don't know who's taken issue with my reporting, but nothing I wrote has been challenged by anyone within WWE because my reporting was 100% correct. I stand by what I reported and time will prove me to be correct. Current SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, the Usos and the Hardy Boys, have been teasing a match against each other at WrestleMania 35. It all started when Matt Hardy tweeting a photo backstage in the locker room of them watching the Usos wrestle on SmackDown, and they said, "We're watching." The Usos fired back at the Hardy Boys by saying, "The one team who has not been locked down, welcome." Matt Hardy fired back by saying, hashtag House Hardy looks forward to visiting the Uso Pen very soon. They've all tried to keep us locked down for 27 years, from the LOD to DX to the APA to Edge and Christian, to the Dudley Boys to the Bar to the Bucks of Youth. Nobody's done it yet. You're welcome to the Hardy compound too, brutus. The WWE announced the following today: WWE Watch Along to debut during WWE Fastlane on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. This Sunday, you're invited to the ultimate WWE Fastlane party. WWE superstars and legends will join host Pat McAfee to watch WWE Fastlane backstage at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, and you can watch with them live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Guests who will be popping in and out of this special WWE Watch Along live stream include Alexa Bliss, The New Day, Mustafa Ali, The Iconics, Natalya, Beth Phoenix, Christian, and Kathy Kelly. And that's just the names we know so far. There's no telling who might crash this party. You'll hear candid commentary from our guests, get live reactions from the superstars after some of the night's biggest matches, and might even have the opportunity to throw out some questions and commentary of your own. You won't want to miss WWE Watch Along, so tune in to WWE Fastlane, streaming live on Sunday, March 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time on the award-winning WWE Network, and watch along with the superstars on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And finally, here on Jammin' John's Wrestling News, here are the favorites to win at the 2019 Fastlane pay-per-view, courtesy of 5dimes.eu. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, taking on The Miz and Shane McMahon, the Usos, negative 825, The Miz and Shane McMahon, positive 475. The Boston Hug Connection taking on Nia Jax and Tamina for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Boston Hug Connection, negative 475. Nia Jax and Tamina, positive 325. For Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan, negative 475. Kevin Owens, positive 325. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Champion Asuka taking on Mandy Rose. Asuka, negative 420. Mandy Rose, positive 300. The Shield taking on Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley in a 6-man tag team match. The Shield, negative 395. Corbin, McIntyre, and Lashley, positive 275. And in the main event of Fastlane, Charlotte Flair taking on the Man, Becky Lynch. Charlotte Flair, positive 475. Becky Lynch, negative 825. The favorites have the negative symbol and the underdogs have the positive symbol. For the favorites, the number represents the amount of money you would need to risk to win $100. For the underdogs, the number represents the amount of money you would win if you risk $100. That is your news for Thursday, March 7th, 2019. Check back here tomorrow for another Jammin John's Wrestling News Flash Briefing on Amazon Alexa devices, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and iTunes. Follow me on Twitter at John Caldwell, JONCOLWELL. Follow me on Instagram, The Jammin John. If you'd like to sponsor Jammin John's Wrestling News or your wrestling promotion, want to get your next big event out, you can email me, jzcaldwell@gmail.com. That's JZCOLWELL@gmail.com. Big shout out to Ryan Hurdle and Tony Nelson for subscribing to my Patreon. You too can subscribe to me by going to patreon.com/JamminJohn. I have free packages on there ranging from free to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I would really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/JamminJohn. This is Jammin John saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.